Hi guys, welcome to this week's episode of JAG Reviews by JAG Law of the Sea. This week's episode is quite topical. It really strikes home, I guess, with what's going on in the world today, with the movie The Interview, in North Korea, and so on and whatnot. This week's episode, an American fighter pilot accidentally shoots down a North Korea commercial flight. And it's very, very tense. And Commander Harmrab and Lieutenant Colonel Mackenzie are sent to investigate, as per the usual. A couple things to make note of in this week's episode mainly revolves around the character of Bud. I thought that this is the first episode where Bud is getting his hands dirty in the judicial system, and he's out in the field. And he's really trying to investigate, why did this missile go off? Who's responsible? But I thought that in terms of the levity of the show, it was a little coarse because he was victim to some hazing. And I think with what's going on in the world as well, in schools, middle schools, junior high, high school, college, adulthood, there's a lot of hazing that goes on. And I think that it's a little rude and suggestive, and I don't want kids to take those words and things and bring them out into the schoolyard or life and whatnot. They called him, quote unquote, let me grab my notes. They told him to sit on his helmet. Some sort of a Navy Sea jargon, which I thought was in poor taste. I took the liberty of looking up some other words and expressions just so we know what not to use. One is water weasel, floater in the pool, and seaman. Another scene that was really good for me was the scene where Bud is talking to Harriet on the phone, and he's at sea and there's a communication breakdown. The line keeps cutting out, and I thought it was a really good scene because they couldn't talk to each other. And I think in life we've all experienced those conversations on the phone where we just can't say what we want to the other person because the line keeps cutting out. So I thought that was like a really lifelike and relatable scene. I thought that there was a heavy dose of patriotism when the commander of the ship mentioned to the crew that they were going into battle with North Korea, and I thought that it was an incredibly powerful scene. What I would have liked to see, through his sincerity of talking to the crew, I would have liked to see maybe some levity, a joke, a small little subtle joke, maybe an anecdote, some sort of sea joke jargon. I'm not sure, but something that would have maybe put the sailors and the Navy crew at ease. Probably would have been more successful of a route to take for the writing group. The climax scene was, for me, probably the most problematic in terms of all of them. To give you a context of the scene, if you're watching the spoiler and you're okay with it, Commander Harm is taken by grenade point. The cook, who we find out is actually a spy for North Korea, is holding him and threatens to blow up the ship. So they have to go in an F-14 fighter jet, and she has plans for him to caravan her to North Korea to safety. So she's holding the grenade, the pin's already gone, and she's holding it down, and she lets a thumb off and explodes. And Commander Harm is forced to, I guess, follow her. Just at the very climax of the scene, Commander Harm ejects his button. Or he presses the eject button, and he shoots up into the sky. I thought that that was a little obvious. I talked to a few military, Navy personnel, Air Force personnel that said that's the oldest trick in the book. So in terms of something original, I thought, maybe something else would be nice. So I wrote down some alternative endings so they can keep in mind for the future. So let me get my notes. 1. Harm intentionally crashes the plane into the water and sacrifices himself for his country. 2. Harm swoons the woman into falling in love with him. She does not throw a grenade on him, but rather out the window. They all survive. So those are some alternative endings I have. So that actually wraps up this week's video blog. Please make sure to like and subscribe. Follow me on Twitter at JAG Law of the Sea for all the future episodes. And make sure to check out my YouTube channel so you can watch all the past episodes. As always, guys, thank you very much. And please, no hate comments below. Let's keep this positive, okay? All right. Bye for now.